probably don't remember me, but my name's Louisa, and the last time I uploaded to YouTube was like 6 weeks ago. Welcome back to the Bluestone Villa. It's been a while. I won't bore you with the reasons because they are that boring. We are long overdue a renovation update. There is a lot of newness here. I do actually have a renovation diary coming up, which won't bring us fully up to speed, but will bring us close. That's actually one of the boring reasons why I haven't shared on here recently. It's just been a really arduous video to edit. So that's coming soon, but I probably in this video will share a few little snippets and sneak peeks of newness that is here that won't actually be in that next renovation diary probably yet, because they're really, really new. But I thought I would kick off my return to YouTube, which FYI, service shall be resuming as normal now, with a bit of a cozy autumn video in our Victorian house, because I had tons of autumn content that I was super excited about that I had planned to film. And obviously, as I said, for many a boring reason, it hasn't happened. So I thought I'd combine a little bit of that today in a video for you. So it's Sunday, we're a week out from Halloween. Usually I decorate for kind of autumn and Halloween early October. I do it super early. I get very excited around August time. Was still very excited around August time, but for probably many similar reasons as to why I haven't shared any videos of late, I haven't decorated either. So it literally cannot wait a moment longer. So we're going to get really cozy today. It's been pretty miserable weather, although actually it is perking up right now here in Tunbridge Wells. We are going to decorate our fireplaces and banisters and just anything that I can with kind of autumn and Halloween goodness. And we're going to make some pumpkin cookies. And I'll probably share, as I said, a few little sneak peeks of some things that we've had done at the house very recently, like literally only this week. So I am going to, first of all, pop out. I bought some great kind of just like black dinner candles. So I want to get some more of those. So I've actually already burnt those down. So I want to buy some more of those as part of our Halloween setup. Obviously, I've only really got a week to enjoy Halloween decorations, but some of the more kind of autumnally bits that you can kind of get away with using across the period altogether will stay up longer than a week. But yeah, I thought it would just be a really good opportunity just to catch up, get cozy and share how we decorate our Victorian house, or I should say how I decorate, because you just know that James doesn't really care that much. Right, I'm back from the shops and I managed to get, I think, pretty much everything I need apart from classic. Just got the recipe up to make these pumpkin chocolate chip cookies, and of course, like two of the ingredients that I was not anticipating: canola oil, which I've never even heard of, and I've got baking powder, but it wants you to use baking powder and baking soda, so I'm going to have to kind of adapt the recipe slightly and see if that works. I managed to get my candles, and I also picked up a couple of like these little mini pumpkins, because I'm thinking of doing something a bit funky monkey on our mantelpiece in our living room. So yes, I've got those bits and pieces. But yeah, I'm going to make the cookies first, because a bit like Christmas, I like to really kind of make a bit of a festivity out of like decorating the house seasonally, etc. So I'm going to make these pumpkin chocolate chip cookies. So I've got those to have whilst I'm decorating, and per tradition I usually also watch Hocus Pocus whilst I decorate as well. So I'm going to run through making these cookies, and then we can go and start decorating, and I can run through kind of all of the decorations I have, etc., and maybe thoughts around what I might like to do with them this year. cosy days at the Bluestone Villa. Because of the clocks going back yesterday, by the time I finished baking the cookies, it was so dark in here. It was ridiculous. Could not film, which was a bit of a blessing in disguise because, as I said yesterday, I really live for decorating for Halloween. It's like a bit of like a festive affair for me. I've got a bit of a ritual with it, basically. And yeah, I just wasn't feeling it. I felt so tired, but yeah, I felt awful. So actually, I'm kind of glad that I've waited today to decorate. I've just made my pumpkin chai from Bird and Blend, and it's very delicious. It's nice. And I've got my pumpkin choc chip cookie that I made yesterday. So these made like 15 to 20 of them, so I might have to like freeze some of them or something. But it's quite a cakey cookie. I think it's meant to be cakey like this, but this feels like it feels like a cake. It just breaks away. So if you're looking for like a normal cookie with a crunch, this is not it. It's very cake-like, but I want to try what it's like because I've not made these before. They're nice. They are really cakey. It is just like the top of a cake. But the one thing I would say, the recipe called for 4 teaspoons of cinnamon. And I know if you put too much in, sometimes things can taste soapy. So I do know you need to be careful. But I'm somebody that likes to err on the side of like more spice than less. And I don't think I can really tell that there's cinnamon in this. I think I would want more cinnamon, or even I think like mixed spice, you know, that you put in Christmas cake. I think that would also work really nicely with it as well. So definitely more spice. I mean, obviously you'd have to be careful to make sure it doesn't end up tasting funny, but I think it needs more spice than is in here at the moment. Still yummy though, and still, you know, helping the 11 a.m. cravings whilst I now decorate. So I've got this big box of decorations. I've been collecting decorations probably since I was about 15 years old. So it's a good 20 years worth of decoration collection for Halloween. I tend to buy like 1 to 2 things a year. And I think that's a really good way to like do it and think about it and like build a collection over time. Let me put this down. We have had one Halloween here before, but we were working on our downstairs at the time. So I really could only put decorations in this room because everything else was just estate. So I can actually have a little play around and decorate some other areas in the house this year. And I especially want to focus on doing something in the dining room because I feel like that's a really lovely fireplace again to decorate. In terms of Halloween decorations that I've bought this year, I've bought 2 things. One thing, I actually don't think I've got it here. When I go and get it, I'll show you. But I bought something on Friday that I love. I really love felt mice. And so I saw this. It's a Gisela Graham decoration. It was $5.99, which I thought was actually really reasonable for the craft that is this. Is this not the most adorable kind of Halloween autumn decoration you've seen? I love her. I actually did a bit of a thing on Instagram about what I should call her, and I'm kind of torn between Morag and Loretta. I liked both of those names quite a lot. My niece thought I should call her Squeak Squeak because that's basically just what she thinks any mouse should be called. But I just think she's so cute. These are the Aldi things. They were £1.49. I only ever saw them in there the once. They were in like the section with the flowers. And then kind of ideas of how I want to decorate. So last year I put like a big garland up on here with like dried eucalyptus and dried hydrangeas, and then I put some of my little Halloween candles out and stuff like that. But I don't know whether it's going to work, but I'm kind of liking the idea of in here of, do you know that bit in Practical Magic, if you've seen the movie with Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman, where at the end they're doing the like ritual to try and get rid of the spirit in Nicole Kidman's body, and they have all the candles up on like different candlesticks on the mantelpiece? Well, that is kind of what I'm thinking of for up here. I'm kind of liking the idea of like lots of kind of candles and maybe some small pumpkins and kind of like dotted around. I've bought a few, and with the view that some of them I'll leave plain, and then also some of them I like the idea of maybe like spray painting them like gold. Now, I don't know what this is going to be like. I literally picked this up from a local shop to us called Jeremy's Home Store. It's like an independent little shop in Tunbridge Wells, and they've got amazing like cookware stuff and what have you, plants, everything. It's a really great store, and I bought this metallic paint for like £1.50. So I thought, if it doesn't work, it's not the end of the world. It's so cheap. It's technically meant for wood and metal. So I don't know whether it's going to take to a pumpkin, but we'll see. And then I also got from them these candles, which I'm loving. They're only 40p a candle, which I think is really reasonable. And I really love the black ones. So I really want black candles for in here in general anyway. But I thought for this time of year, like they're epic. And I've already had a few of them and I've burnt them down. So I wanted to get some more to do my little Halloween display. So they're these kind of ones. So like 40p a candle, which is quite cheap. And then I also got a couple of white ones as well, so I can mix a few around as well. And then I've got loads of different candle holders anyway, like these, which I picked up in a charity shop for like £1. I've got 2 of these. I've got another set that are up there that like a bluey greeny colour that I bought from another little independent store in Tunbridge Wells recently. And then I bought these for £10 at Whitefinch Bakery in Mepham in Kent, which I thought were really cool. I don't know like long term where I'm gonna use them, but I thought for this time they'd be great as, candle holders for on the mantelpiece. And then I've got a couple of others dotted around that I've had for absolutely years. So that's the plan. I'm kind of thinking a bit of a candle like montage. I don't know if that's the right word, but yeah, with some pumpkins. And then I'll dot some of my other decorations on the mantelpiece around it somehow. But yeah, let's get in the box and see what's in there. I've got a lot of like twinkly, like Halloween twinkly lights, which I think are good for like mantelpieces and like stair banisters as well. So, oh my God, I've also got all my candles from Home Sense last year in here, and I've just lifted the lid off this box. And if you could smell through this video, I bought this candle last year, which was like a maple bourbon one. She says that she breaks her decorations. It was like a maple bourbon one. Not seen it this year. In fact, I've just been underwhelmed with Home Sense this year for Halloween stuff. Obviously, it's the 2020 thing, so we'll let them off. But yeah, so this lights up. I got this from Waitrose. I think Waitrose is another great place for decorations, and they've always got quite nice stuff. And actually, they have the same stuff pretty much every year as well. So yeah, I've got lots of lights like these, like pumpkins. And I bought, oh my God, from Aldi or Lidl, I can't remember which it was, but it was in Mallorca this time last year. I bought these ghosts. I loved them because they've got like tulle. I never know how to say that. Tulle. These little tulle ghosts, and I think they're just gorgeous. I've got things like these lanterns, which last year I did a bit of a thing down the stair banisters. Probably my scariest decoration is these skeletons, these hanging skeletons. And I bought these, I bought these from like a little local community shop near my old house that I owned with my sister. And we would hang these, or I would hang these on, we had beams in our kitchen, and I would hang them on there, and it was definitely spooky. Especially like the shadows reflecting. It was a really dark kitchen, so like the shadows would reflect in certain ways. My least favourite decoration is definitely this one. I don't really like this. I don't know if I've even ever really put it out. I actually won this London and Pumpkins most ornate. So I worked for a company called London and Partners a long time ago now. They had a pumpkin decorating contest, and I did the London skyline on my pumpkin, and I won. And I won this. So I keep it for sentimental reasons, but I don't actually really like it, if I'm honest. And one of my other favourites is definitely this. I hung this on, I think I might have got this from Waitrose a couple of years ago. I hung this on our living room door, and with like the orange sofa, you can see here, it just looks so good. It really pops. I really like that. I've got wreaths in here. I've got so many candles. I never burn these. These are like, I just don't burn them. I'm not one to like hold on to candles and not burn them and think, oh no, they're for best. Like I think things should be used. But when they're little things like this and how cute they are, honestly, could probably buy them again. Again, I think I might have bought these from Waitrose a couple of years ago. They probably sell them still, potentially. So I could probably repurchase, but I just love them. So I don't like these. I just put them out for decoration. And then I've just got a bunch of other kind of got some tinsel. I'm not really a tinsel person on a Christmas perspective, but nonetheless. And then I've got these bags as well. So these bags, I tend to put like Halloween candy in for trick-or-treaters or just for us in the house. Like just have a little bit of a see what's in there. I bought these from a shop called the Christmas Tree Shop in Massachusetts, and I bought these in October 2005. I bought 5 of these, and I gave them all to my family for our house, like my parents' home, and so now I've got 2 of them, and they've got the rest. So yeah, so I tend to hang these on doors. And stuff. What else? I bought these, I don't know why. I've got light up balloons. I think maybe I was thinking if we ever did a Halloween party or something, but I've never used them and I'm not about to start blowing those up. Things like these candles, I've actually burnt these to smithereens, but I tend to put little tea lights in so I can still use them because I love them. Again, I don't actually know. I bought this. I think I was a teenager when I bought these. So these are 20 years old, probably. And this is great. I loved these. So these were the candles I was talking about. That's black and toffee. I didn't like the smell of that one as much, but pumpkin bourbon, not maple bourbon. I got these from HomeSense last year and I loved that they were black. I thought they were quite a sophisticated looking Halloween candle. Like they weren't childish or anything, and they look quite smart. And they've also got this beautiful lid, which I think reminds me of, I think is it Rocket St. George? You can buy the Beatles that you can put on the walls. And so it reminds me of that. I just think they're really cool. And I think actually, to be honest, once these are done, I might try and do something with these lids because I think that could work, but the smell of these are really nice. They're a bit sweet, but a nice sweet. I don't like things that are too sweet. This is another one that I got from HomeSense last year. Again, I really loved the design of the lid. fully maybe finished decorating. I don't know whether I am actually going to paint any of the pumpkins gold. I'm not sure. I'm going to wait to show you the finished full effect once I've kind of lit all the candles. Hi, so we are a day on. I finished decorating last night and yeah, I'm really pleased with what we've done. But before I share it with you, I thought I would adhere to my promise and share with you, thought I would share some of our renovation updates. So this is something that we had done last week. I'm not going to show the full extent of it because I'm going to share that on a renovation diary coming soon. Not next week's one, probably the next renovation diary. But last week we had a local guy called Justin from Plaster Wales, and he is a decorative moulding person locally. Lots of his family were kind of plasterers and stuff, even in the 1800s here, so that's pretty cool. And he came and fixed our cornice in our living room and also put 3 ceiling roses up, 2 of which he made and 1 we purchased from Stevenson's of Norwich. So I'm in the living room at the moment. I'm just going to show you the repair work and also one of the ceiling roses. Basically, this here, it was really thick and had loads of paint on it, and I decided to basically strip it away with peel away, and unfortunately that just made it quite clear as to why it was so thick with paint and all sorts, because actually this corner here had obviously broken, and we think there was a leak. There was a shower above here, and also when Justin was doing the work, there was a hole, he said, in the ceiling for like a pipe. So he thinks also that it was a leak, but basically it was just repaired with this rubbish bit of like wood that didn't match the cornice, and they basically tried to mould it with God knows what to kind of shape it like the cornice, but it was a really bad hack job, and it looked terrible. So yeah, so he's fixed it. It's not actually been painted yet. Last week it was like a pinky colour, but now it's fully dried. It's gone completely white. Sorry, I'm just trying to focus. But yeah, I'm just so impressed. It looks amazing. And now kind of we wish we'd got him to do a little bit more, because there's 2 slight ridges, one here and one over here. You can't really tell in this light. And so we were like, actually, in retrospect, we should have just asked him to do all of it. And then here it is. This is our living room ceiling rose, which Justin actually made. This is one of his designs that he makes. I think it's like 690 millimeters diameter. We did have a ceiling rose in here when we moved in, but it did not look original. And it was kind of hanging off the ceiling. And I'm actually 100% confident that it was not original, and our plasterer, who is also related to Justin, also said that he didn't think it was original. So we went with this one, which is quite decorative. You can't quite see it at the moment, but there's like a flower in the middle, so hopefully with whatever light fitting we eventually get to go here, we won't completely cover that up, so you'll be able to see it a little bit more. It doesn't look, obviously it's most elegant because of the light fitting, nothing wrong with the shade, but just the plastic stuff we just feel doesn't quite make it look as brilliant as it really is. Our hallway light actually has its official light already up, and it's kind of a brass ceiling rose bit, and it's not a chain, but whatever it is to hang down, and it looks amazing. But I'm going to save sharing that with you for a renovation diary and give you kind of more of a full update, because we've had one put up in our bedroom as well. But yeah, the one in the hallway looks amazing, and it's just spurred us on even more so to kind of find the right fitting for the living room and our bedroom as well. And boom, this is my other mantelpiece. So I literally had no idea what I was going to do in the dining room, but I've kind of just used a lot of the leftover bits and pieces that I had.
So I've added some more of my pumpkin lights over the top here. This is actually a wreath, and I had this on our door last year, but I quite liked, again, like the layering across the mantelpiece, and I liked the idea of it being kind of over-filled in a way. I've got my ghost lights that I got from Lidl or Aldi in Mallorca last year, and then I've just layered it up further with lots of different candles. Again, these kind of ones I don't ever light, and I keep them every year to put out. I've got another one of these. I have my little witch, which according to my Instagram poll that I did today, I think actually we're going to call her Morag for definite. So Morag's sat up there. And yeah, I've just got some of my other bits and pieces there, and I just love this one. I think it looks great. And again, I will light it all up with you at some point, but I just think it looks a lot of fun and very cozy. And then I've got a few other decorations dotted around, literally only one or two kind of in the hallway, and you can see behind me my bags. But there were a few bits and pieces I didn't put up in the end, like some of the more of the tinsel stuff, because I just didn't love them. And last year I did a bit of a banister kind of decoration just with some of that stuff, just to use it up. And I just wasn't really in the mood to do that this year. I kind of wasn't that bothered about having it on the banister, and I think I would want to do something more extra if I was going to put it on the banister. So I actually decided to refrain, and I've just left them in the box, which is quite unusual for me because usually I try to literally utilise every decoration I have. But yeah, I wasn't vibing it this year, and I'm really, really chuffed with my mantelpieces. I think they look and also give the sensation that I wanted, so I'm really happy with them. I wish you could do stuff like this all the time. I should definitely do it more. Like, I really do love dressing up kind of like our fireplaces and everything. I just think it adds something really nice to the room. So I can't wait to now do it for Christmas as well. If you like seeing what I've done, please let me know, because I will try and film one around the Christmas season as well with what I do with them for this Christmas. I'm going to definitely try and perk this house up as much as possible for Christmas. A, because I love it, but B, because, I mean, who knows what's going to happen with Christmas, right? James and I have kind of settled with the fact that we don't know whether we'll just even end up being on our own. We just don't know. But yeah, it's got dark now, so I'm going to actually probably light these up shortly, and I will make sure that you are there for that moment.